तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. We saw the Navada Bhakti as told in Ramayana by Tulsidas in his Ramacharita-manas. Rama's exposition of 9 steps or 9-fold of bhakti to Shabari. And the same thing in Bhagavata, Navada Bhakti, another type of presentation, a beautiful way by which in various ways, the Bhakta tries to enjoy the company of God, to devote himself, to love God, to please God with his relationship, with his services, and stage by stage, how he nears God. And in that, in Bhagavata actually, it is between Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada. Prahlada is a small child, just a lad, was sent for schooling to his acharyas. The acharyas are supposed to give him the true knowledge as things are, and they cannot make any distinction or compromise with the reality. When reality comes, it comes pure divine, and each one adopts in his own way the principles, the strength, the capacity, everything. The divinity expands, and how you use it. Now nuclear power, it's a power. How will you use it? Where will you use it? You can use for destruction, you can use for construction, you can use for elevation, you can use it for going down to the lowest level of existence. So, how are you going to use this power of divinity? It depends upon you. So, Hiranyakashipu belongs to the demonical tendencies of a demon. So, when we see this feature, he wants everything, the term divine, spiritual, God, and things should not be there. It has to be. But the reality supports that, because there lies the eternal happiness, everlasting peace, and unending freedom, total freedom from the entire nature. Here within the nature, whatever power you get is destructible. You may become the king of the whole world, but it is going to be away one day. You will no more be here in this world eternally. But if you transcend and go beyond, You will be there in the eternal, because your bodily cover that you have put is going to be changed with every life, and it is going to live in the eternal without changing the body. That's all the difference. Here, constant changing flux which constantly gives you pain and bondage. There it is, freedom and joy. So this is the difference. He is though born to a demonical person in a demonical family, his innate nature of divinity manifests. One day, Hiranyakashipu, the father, lovingly takes the lad on his lap, and he has been going to the acharyas for learning. He asks, "What adhyayana are you doing? Tell me something from your adhyayana." Adhyayana means studies. What have you studied? What is the best part of studies that you have got till now? And there, the Prahlada, small boy, he gives the 9 types of divine love that he has learned from his Acharya as the supreme among the all things that he has learned in these days of his schooling. And he tells to Hiranyakashipu the 9: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Shravanam, Vandanam Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. These 9, I consider, that small boy says, I consider this to be the supreme knowledge I have got till now. So many studies. He belongs to a kingly family, he is prince. And for princes, what all education is necessary to fight, to raid, to then the magical knowledge, to change the form, to change so much of knowledge they will be giving. And of all that knowledge, he says, this is the best and the supreme knowledge I have got. And this is what all the saints and the Vaishnavas and the devotees of God have adopted, and each soul on this earth as human somehow accepts the divine God in some way. May not be God as God, but some way, some unknown power governing his life and his life going on, and offers his gratitude knowingly or unknowingly, some way or other. And this, if we call devotion, and everyone is a devotee in his own way, worshipping the nature and worshipping the power that is governing all lives in this universe. Each one may do in his own way. Some may do japa, some may do worship, some may do dhyana, some may just serve others, seeing something good. Some may worship parents, thinking to be superior to them. This superiority in others, something higher power that is making me change my life, giving an example to my life, giving an ideal to my life, in making me, putting within me some values of life. These we, at least as Acharya, as Guru, I am worshipping somewhere I am offering my respects. That is devotion, that is bhakti. And this is what we see. I am giving something. I am offering my respects. I am offering my affection. It is enough. It becomes devotion. Now, in some way, in the basic rule of evolution is somewhere have your faith, somewhere you have your trust, somewhere offer your respects. This is the basis of evolution. When you see something higher than you, your tendency is to climb. When you see something below you, the tendency is to suppress and claim superiority. There is no evolution. There is no exploitation. When you see something higher than you, there is evolution. So, the first one he mentions is about the Shravana. Shravana is common in all spiritual practices. Whatever path he may adopt, first Shravana he has to hear. In Vedanta, Shravana Manana Nidhyasana, hear from Guru, Shravana, know from texts. We have only few sources. One is Swa Adhyayana. I have to sit, take some texts here, there, the sayings of the saints, sayings of the Vedas, that is scriptures. Scriptures are revelations to the eligible people of higher consciousness. God reveals Himself, truth reveals itself, the secrets of nature reveal themselves. I have to concentrate and nature reveals. I have to dedicate and higher realities, higher powers reveal. I have to surrender, the God reveals. So revelations, these what Vedas contains are revelations. By my little effort to tap it out. So these way it could be Vedas, it could be other scriptures, any Shastras, part of the Shastras, or the sayings of saints who have realized the truth. I have to study, try to understand it, and this is Adhyayana part. Another is, I am not able to do that. I just go to Satsanga, where holy people live, they talk about themselves, there are so many things. If you go to Satsanga, pure Satsanga, devotee circle, the devotees are given highest status. You see, in the last class we saw Rama asking people to consider his devotees as superior to him. So to that extent, he is superior to God. That much elevation is given. Why? Because a true devotee of God, a elevated soul, never speaks of anything other than God. This is the highest protection you get when you go to Satsanga. A true Satsanga, if you go, there won't be a single word of this worldly life or a contempt for anything, or the world is not at all brought into picture. Others, only God, His name, His glory. They speak only of God, not of this world at all. So, where you can see pure spirituality, where the money part doesn't enter into picture, where the world and worldliness doesn't appear, that aspect. Well, when people used to go to Sri Ramakrishna, they used to feel his total renunciation and ideal representation. No money, no commercial attitude, except love of God and reality. Nothing exists. He doesn't possess anything. He doesn't use anything. He doesn't spend anything except for God. He is not living for anything except for God. Like Hanuman. If he sits, stands, or does anything, it is for Rama's sake. If he opens his eyes, it is for Rama's sake. If he closes his eyes, it is for Rama's sake. Nothing of myself. So the company of devotees, Bhakta Sangha, Sajjana Sangha, All this mean that your not even a single moment is wasted in contemplating on the world, its goodness also or badness. Nothing of this world. It is of the God and God alone. This is the biggest benefit you get in the company of true satsanga. True satsanga means where a sadhu, Sri Ramakrishna explains sadhu. Who is sadhu? Sadhu is one whose mind constantly dwells on the feet of God. Except God, nothing appears in his mind. He goes for bhiksha or something he cooks in at home, but mind is totally at the feet of God. Like any two lovers do all the duties of life, but their mind is constantly dwelling on someone. Like that, his heart and soul is constantly dwelling in Lord. So that is the real satsanga, pure satsanga, and this is what. So I have the one option is to study myself, the other is to seek satsanga, and the third is to approach a guru. These are the only three ways where you hear of God, Shravana. Shravana, when you go to Guru, he clearly understands your status. He is evolved. He is empowered to penetrate into you and see how your inner structure is there, how the basis of evolution is there. It is something like a seed. Somebody's seed may be like a coconut seed, or somebody's may be like a paddy seed. Paddy seed germinates within 3 days. Coconut seed germinates in 6 months. You to daily water, keeping it in sand, go on watering. After 6 months you see a sprout coming out. But within a day, this seed of paddy germinates. It starts already swelling. Within hours it swells up. Within 3 days you see already the sprout is standing. So this aspect, it may whole structure, the nature of that jiva, what are the positive and negative forces working from within, what does he carry from last life, what is the way in which he has to evolve, everything. But the common factor is the mantra yoga. Guru gives the various understanding in various ways. He goes on explaining the reality so that you are able to hold on to the higher realities. And the mantra is given so that you'll be able to pull yourself up. And the mantra has another aspect to make you detached from the holdings that are not allowing you to go towards the divine. So from Guru's hearing, Guru's company will constantly make you understand. What do you get? From Shravana is all your doubts get cleared. And confusion, so much of confusion, because each one explains the thing unknown to us in different ways. One is telling this way, one is telling other way, and various ways they tell. And you see there is confusion raising in the mind of this confusion goes off. It becomes clear, like cloud going away and sunshine is becoming clearing all the things. Each tree, each leaf, each flower is seen clearly. How to reach that, how to pluck out the fruits. So this clearing of all doubts and confusion, doubts and confusion. Doubt remains. When Guru explains the saints' life, how they have reached, my possibility of reaching also comes into picture. Yes, I too can attain. I too can attain. Yeah, I get inspired. Inspiration comes. I get enthusiasm. I get more and more interested that the world falls back. Only with great love and dedication, I will be doing the duties of life alone, offering myself to the divine and offering this as my worship unto the God. So, how to live in the world unattached, how to do all the activities of life in a way that it helps my evolution and everything goes on well and everyone is pleased with my life. That understanding how to live in the world and how to cling, how to evolve and how to finish the sadhana before the body falls off. The whole map is designed by Guru and whole map is given to be tried by you and guiding Guru will be there to guide. Satsanga gives the whole map, makes you an awakened soul to receive. It makes you patra, yogya patra, to receive that knowledge. You become fit to receive that knowledge. So, in everywhere, Shravana Mana, this Bhagavata itself is Shravana. Parikshit is sitting at the feet of Shukadeva, listening. Shukadeva did not give him a book of Bhagavata and tell him to read, go through. He did not tell to go and contemplate, sit in the forest and contemplate and get that knowledge. He started telling the whole thing. And what did he do? It made him fearless. Last he says, I have attained that abhaya. I am not afraid of death. I have transcended the death. I have become, I know my immortal relationship, eternal relationship with the divine. Let death come in any form. I am ready. So this transcending the mrityu and going back, to transcend the mrityu and going back, and mrityu can affect my body alone. I am immortal. I am one with Lord. Even when I am body in body, I am one with Lord. Even after I leave my body, I am His child. This is what the Hiranyakashipus, you'll see his son Prahlada having the same experience, the Lord holding. When all things fail, he is not worried. Father is going to give him severe punishments. He is not worried. My protector is there. My Lord is there. And look at the Parikshit sitting and listening, Shravana, for that 1 week remaining of his life and transcending Mrityu. And another side, his father, Abhimanyu's son is Parikshit. And Abhimanyu himself was listening when the Krishna was telling Abhimanyu was in the womb and Abhimanyu is listening, Shravana. In the womb itself is hearing the Shravana. How the Shravana it can be at any level of our existence, even at the time of death. Last, he has led a ordinary life in the world or even worldly life in the world. Last moment, that Shravana, the name of God uttered in his ear, will change the entire direction of his further movement. So, rocket can be in any direction, fallen here or there, by transport, in manufacturing. But last, when it is shot, which direction it is there, in that direction it goes. last moment, a name of God is the direction where it is aiming at. His life could be anything, but the Shravana, an important organ in human system, Shravana, that through which even the transcendental understanding appears, the clarity of understanding what God is, what is He, how is it, how to reach, and all this information, and with clear understanding, step by step, step by step, step by step, is given of the whole picture of this one is given to in through the hearing, Shravana. Buddha, as soon as he gets enlightenment, comes running to the streets and shouts in the top of his voice, just like rishis claim, yes, I have seen God, like that. Apavritam swargasya dwaram, he shrotravantaha vimanchantu shraddham. He shrotravantaha, oh, ye who hear me, release your faith. Who hear me. What is meant by hearing there? Everybody is hearing. But if I call some person, come here, and he doesn't come, he might have heard my words. Nothing prompts him to get up and come. He has not heard. When a person, how do you know he has heard? He puts immediately into action. I tell, go and don't waste time when you go home. Whenever you get time, you go and sit in a corner and call on God. Do all your duties of life in a loving manner, serving all your family people. Love them, offer them, and whatever time you get, you sit and call on God. When I say they hear, and if they go back home and if they don't put this into action, then they have not heard. Their ears have heard, but they have not heard. When they absorb it, when they absorb and make it raktagata, when it enters their whole system and becomes one with that, and the whatever he is heard into is put into practice, then he has really heard it. Hearing doesn't mean just hearing with ear and living there. No. Hearing means there is a transformation. There is what is heard is put into action. Otherwise it is unheard. So Shravana means it is going inside through the Karnendriya. He is hearing and it is creating a commotion within. It is changing the whole nature and structure of our existence. It is turning the whole thing to a different dimension. It is shift of paradigm. Whole atmosphere is changed within me. Whole my awareness is changed. My attitudes are changed. My understanding is changed through just my Shravana. And what we see in the whole world, children and everybody from a newborn baby to the old one is undergoing tremendous transformation. The worldliness and materialism is entering and possessing every soul now in this world is only through audio visual. Audio visual. He is hearing, visual also alone, visual alone. Mute the TV and leave. It has no much effect. If the visual is not there also, if they hear, it is sufficient. The same effect comes. And audio visual, both when it is mixed, what would be the effect you see? Audio visual. That's why all have started running towards the enjoyments of the world. Again and again, impinging, the thirst within, the emotions within are put out, and they cannot resist now. To turn them towards the divine, to eternal peace, lasting joy, are very difficult. They want momentary pleasures. Doesn't matter to undergo so much of suffering and bondage. So this is what the Shravana is going to make. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.